So what is noticeably missing is all of the heavy hitters, the Hall H people.
Mm-hmm.
Your Marvel, DC, Netflix should be coming out. If I heard that DC, Marvel weren't going to be there, I'd take anything I have from Avatar: Last Airbender and smack them over the head with it. I don't care if it's 10 minutes from the pilot. Show it. Smack them right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Behind the Cape. So you enjoyed WandaVision.
I did.
As I'm pretty sure
Favorite
everybody
Disney
really
Plus
did.
show.
I think you enjoyed it as probably the number one
That was
Disney
such
show
a
so
red
far.
herring, boy. We thought we was about to start getting some some real heavy hitting content, man. They started out with dealing with grief. It was like, shit.
Yeah.
This is gonna be an adult Disney Plus show.
Yeah,
We're gonna get adult content. No.
Nope. It kind of went south from there, unfortunately.
Well, slightly, because I think the next one after that was Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that one had a slightly darker tone, slightly for a little bit at least.
But would you at least say that it still went south from there?
No, it was still sliding, and then we got to Loki,
and it kind of went up a little bit,
and it was like a little bit of a peak, and we got the Jonathan Majors,
and
then the next one after that I think was.
So Loki was I think it was technically What If, but then
What If, and then Hawkeye. Yeah. And after that,
then it started getting
Moon
decidedly
Knight,
worse. Moon Knight, yeah.
And then we got to Miss Marvel, and then the creme de la creme,
She-Hulk, the goat, the she-goat. So yeah, needless to say, since WandaVision, it hasn't really lived up to its hype. But Agatha, Covenant of Chaos, will supposedly be listed as WandaVision Season 2. So maybe there's hope for some of these Disney shows to kind of start to get better, especially with Secret Invasion going away. It's going so far.
Again, with them doing Agatha Covenant of Chaos, I always expected this to be just a continuation of WandaVision, because what else is going on with Agatha? I don't give a shit about.
Sure.
I'm going to be interested to see how they pull this whole Mephisto storyline together. I'm going to go back and actually maybe we can do that. Maybe we can rewatch WandaVision.
Yeah, because we didn't do reviews for WandaVision. So
we can rewatch it and see what we can pick up in anticipation for Covenant of Chaos.
Yeah.
That has been done shooting for a while.
Yeah.
That and Echo have been done for a while. So I'm just...
So it should still be on schedule despite the writer strike.
Yeah, which makes me think that it should be coming out soon. Both of those shows
I'm
should
thinking
be coming
probably
out.
still 2024. But hopefully early.
We're going to go the next 6 months without anything coming on Disney Plus from Marvel. That is
Loki
awful.
Season 2.
Okay. But that's been pushed back too. That's been pushed back to late 2023. We're going to get it in fall now or the end of fall, middle of fall instead of the very beginning. I think it was.
So then Secret Invasion, even though Secret Invasion is about to end.
Then a very long lull until this fall, until we get to
Loki Season 2. And then another break, and then.
Okay. All right. I mean,
I would assume.
Make them hits. If they're hits, we'll last until the next one. If they're not, it's just shitty content that we have to wait for.
Loki has to be more. Well, no. Have they all been 6-episode runs?
WandaVision was like 8 or 9 episodes.
I thought WandaVision was 6 too.
No, WandaVision.
WandaVision.
We found out Agatha was actually Agatha, or the audience found out Agatha when we knew.
9 episodes.
Yeah, they got 9 episodes. But we found out
Falcon
it was
and Winter
Agatha
Soldier
all along in episode 6.
I'm thinking Falcon and Winter Soldier maybe.
That was a 6-parter, 5 or 6, something like that.
That was 6, and then Loki was 6 too, I think. Oh, season 2 is coming out October 6th.
I told you. It was supposed to be September.
Yeah, so that's about right. No,
it was. September,
we don't know how.
It's October. So by the time it's over, we'll be going into Thanksgiving.
And it's going to be 6 episodes. So it's going to go into November, but not very. So yeah, there's going to be a break from Secret Invasion to Loki, depending on when they get us Agatha. Hopefully it's January, but probably February, March. But anyway, Loki season 1 was 6.
Mephisto's going to be in there, right? Sacha Baron Cohen, which I still don't understand why that was the casting choice, but let's not ruin that.
Cause bro, he the GOAT. He's Borat and Bruno.
What now?
He's Borat and Bruno.
He is Borat and Bruno. I don't know if he's the first thing you said he was.
He's a GOAT.
He is a GOAT?
Comedy GOAT.
No.
Borat was hilarious. Bruno, a little too.
Yeah, that shit made me uncomfortable. That shit was nuts.
Anyway, Jennifer Garner is supposedly making a cameo as Elektra in Deadpool 3.
Yo, listen. If they don't fuck with it, they don't go in there and start cutting stuff out. Oh, it's too long and we can't do that because of this we got going on. I don't care what you got going on, Kevin Feige. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Deadpool 3 could end up being what we wanted out of Multiverse of Madness. Even though I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness. We didn't get nearly as much of the multiverse as we thought we were going to get.
Sure.
If that's what's going to happen with Deadpool 3, it could be Multiverse of Madness on steroids.
Yeah.
I also did hear that Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are going to be reprising their roles as Professor X and Magneto, which is awesome.
Yes.
The only thing I do not want them to do in this movie, it's a personal choice, do not make the main universe, the 616 universe X-Men, the Fox universe X-Men. Because we'll never be able to get away from that. We'll never be able to get away from that. And most of the actors have aged out of their roles to do for an extended period. A cameo in a Deadpool film, sure. But leading feature-length X-Men movies is no longer in Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart's wheelhouse. I don't believe.
Sure.
I don't think you're going to get Hugh Jackman back for another 5 to 10 movie run either. So let's make sure that whatever happens with these X-Men, they either stay where they're at or they die. I guess I don't. There's no other way to kind of call it up. Just make sure they stay where they're at and they're not integrated into the main 616. Because unless you're cool with James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
But then, if that's the case and we end up going with McAvoy and Fassbender, why the fuck did we take 6 years off of X-Men? Why have we been sitting here watching you struggle with She-Hulk and the goddamn Eternals when we could have had X-Men all this time? When those guys were still under contract.
I guess we'll see. But yeah, Garner, Halle Berry, Storm, Logan.
I like it.
Magneto and Professor X.
I like it. I know it's going to have a lot of comedic undertones, but the one thing that I thought we were going to get out of Multiverse of Madness, I thought that was the perfect opportunity to do what they don't seem to like to do in their movies in general, and it's just like have superheroes run into other superheroes when it's convenient.
Yeah.
You know, I'm taking a trip to New York. Well, first of all, you should probably see superheroes flying around everywhere because every superhero is from New York.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to Africa. Maybe Black Panther will show up. I'm going to Canada. Maybe I'll run into Brian Braddock. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me that in this universe full of super people everywhere that they're able to handle so many of these issues without ever running into another fellow superhero. So,
especially New York.
It seems like a multiverse movie is the perfect opportunity to bring that in. They didn't really use it all like that in Multiverse of Madness. I'm hoping they lean into it heavy here with Deadpool.
We shall see.
I mean, the whole basis of Deadpool being now in the 616 is going to have to be some sort of multiversal snafu. So,
yeah,
I'm here for it.
Yep. Shang-Chi 2 will supposedly release after Kang Dynasty. Yeah, okay. Which leads me to believe that it's going to be sandwiched between those two movies, the two Avengers movies, similar to how Captain Marvel was between Infinity War and Endgame.
If I was Simon Liu, I would have gave them the middle finger. I was like, oh, thank you. I get to be sandwiched in between the two Avengers movies that may or may not get reworked or delayed again. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, that's a problem. But
Thanks.
You're talking about a probably guaranteed Billy?
If Kang Dynasty is a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we certainly expected Quantumania to do a lot better than it did.
Sure.
So yeah, if Kang Dynasty is a thing, but even still, I wouldn't want the prospect of my follow-up appearance in the MCU to be rested on Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars,
I would
which
agree
has
with
been
that, too.
delayed at least 3 times since it's been announced.
Especially since this is supposed to be the movie that would elevate me in that sense.
Like, the only thing he got to do is go down the hall and talk to Mahershala about that.
Sheesh.
His movie isn't strategically placed in between anything. It
Yeah.
just can't get made.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, take that risk if you want to, man. But the current lineup says that we're not supposed to get Kang Dynasty until 26, and we're not getting Secret Wars until what, 28, 27, 28?
27. But
So one more slide, we'll be out of this decade before we see Shang-Chi again. Yeah, sign up for that if you want to.
Yikes.
It doesn't sound like a very great prospect to me.
Yeah. No, that would be a problem considering, like I said, that would be the movie that's supposed to ascend you, and don't fuck with that movie. James Gunn has mentioned that there is going to be a potential Star-Lord movie that will apparently focus on him acclimating to being on Earth, which sounds interesting, but who's going to do it?
As a TV show, maybe?
No, it sounds like he said movie.
And only if... no. As a TV show, maybe. And only if he is going to have certain interactions with Earth heroes. Do I want to see a day in the life of Star-Lord movie? Absolutely fucking not. No disrespect to Chris Pine, James Gunn, or any of the Guardians people.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Who did I say? What did I call him?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine. Yo. Chris Pratt. But no, man, I can't sit for 2.5 hours and watch Star-Lord by itself. The thing that made Star-Lord great is that he was a ridiculous character that was the least ridiculous of a band of ridiculous folks.
Sure.
A talking raccoon, a
talking tree.
A talking tree.
That said the same thing over and over.
A person that ends up being his sister. A green alien.
Who he's in love with.
He's the least eccentric, even though he is a very eccentric human being. He's the least eccentric of this band of characters.
True.
That's what made Peter Quill.
Oh, and a dog.
If he's a human guy getting reacclimated to being human on Earth, yes, maybe that works in a television show format where you can make certain things funny, or, we'll get sad about the time that he's lost on Earth. I'm sure his grandpa is going to be hanging it up here pretty soon. But dog.
I'll be honest. It sounds like one of those projects that they mention and then we never hear anything happening from it again.
Yeah, it's like the Aquarius series. One minute it's here, and next minute,
Yep.
Yep. Although Guardians is a much more successful IP than, unfortunately,
Black
Panther is right now.
But then James Gunn is not a part of Marvel anymore. So
and that's the biggest detriment to this happening. When is it going to happen? Like, when is it going to be a good moment for the CEO of DC, the head of DC, president of DC Studios, to make a Marvel movie? And why would either side want that? Why would Zaslav, why would he want Gunn to go off and make a movie for Marvel? Why would Gunn want to go off and make a movie for Marvel? Why would Marvel want Gunn to come over from DC to make a movie for them?
I don't know.
Don't hold your breath on the Star-Lord movie.
It'll be a Star-Lord movie, but it'll be a DC character. And it'll be under DC. The
best we'll get is maybe they invite James back to produce on Guardians 4, and we have a Star-Lord cameo.
Could be.
That's where I expect it to go.
We'll see. So we've got a list of panels for San Diego Comic-Con coming up in a couple weeks. Now, obviously, I don't know, how true some of this is, but it's 2 weeks from now. It's probably pretty accurate. We've got Invincible season 2, so we're going to get some information for that.
Yeah, baby.
We've got Rick and Morty, which should answer some questions about what's going on.
Yeah, I don't like what's going on in Rick and Morty right now. But you're getting all your writers back, so congratulations.
We'll see. Spider-Man 2, the video game. I'm sure we'll get probably some gameplay clips and whatnot from that. Twisted Metal, I'm sure we'll see some more clips of your boy getting took. Good Burger 2. We
Here
might
for
get
it.
maybe a trailer for that, or something going on with that. The Continental, I'm definitely expecting something from that as well for John Wick, in the John Wick series.
And
Maybe
so
even
Peacock deep in there.
yeah, maybe
Peacock
even
deep.
something for Ballerina. Maybe like a little sneak peek. Harley Quinn season 4, I believe the animated series, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then The Walking Dead, which I don't know.
Yo, fam, where's The Walking Dead going? You stopped the main show. Fear the Walking Dead is getting ready to wrap up. You got that Walking Dead City show, but like I assume that's going to end at some point. Where are we going? Are we doing a Walking Dead movie finally?
I don't know. It just says The Walking Dead.
I feel like
I got nothing.
they're 5 or 6 years too late for that. Like after you were done with Negan, we should have ixnayed the whole. We should have ixnayed the whole Alpha and the Whisperers thing, and made Rick come back. That leads us into a movie with this whole Commonwealth people. Is what we should have done. Commonwealth should have been a lot bigger than what it is, and that should have been an overarching type of villainy thing. And you should have brought back Rick, because what the hell is Andrew Lincoln doing right now? Besides counting his coin at home.
Yikes.
Get that man back in that role. He clearly didn't die. And the fact that you showed us that he didn't die and got airlifted out of the explosion shows us that he had a role to play.
Yeah.
Same thing with Michonne. I'm like, what we got going on here, y'all? What we got going on? But more news, I guess.
Last one we got is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which obviously the big thing around that is the whole April situation. But other than that, I'm sure some people want to see what's going on with it.
So what is noticeably missing is all of the heavy hitters, the Hall H people.
Mm-hmm.
Your Marvel, DC, Universal, Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix should be coming out. If I heard that DC, Marvel weren't going to be there, I'd take anything I have from Avatar Last Airbender and smack them over the head with it. Anything I have. I don't care if it's just a sizzle reel. I don't care if it's 10 minutes from the pilot. Show it. Smack them right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Netflix pussy.
We'll see.
Hey, pussy.
Seems like it. Yeah, Marvel said that they're going to announce some stuff, but seemingly not anything super major. Especially with the writing strike going on, I'm not surprised that some of these bigger names
strike doesn't affect what you already have in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Well, it does in terms of getting it made. But if you had a trailer to show here, you show it.
Yeah.
If you had content that you were show us some scenes from Echo. It's a good idea, right? It's a TV show is getting ready. It's going to come out, right? It's coming out.
Is that worth Hall H?
It's going to come out, right? You ain't got nothing else. Show it. Show it. It's already shot.
Yeah.
You have to show it to us. you have to show us. Oh my gosh. I mean, Coven of Chaos. Why not show us that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you worried about the quality of these shows so much that you don't want to send out a smokescreen to your detractors that this is another struggling production?
Could very well be.
That feels a little bit more likely.
Could very well be.
Because I just, for the life of me, don't understand why a show that you've wrapped shooting on months ago, we haven't seen a single thing. Not a teaser, not a full-length trailer. The most we see from Echo is a picture that was taken from when she was in Hawkeye. Over top of the title, Echo.
Yeah. And I mean, the same thing for DC because, obviously they're experiencing a lot of woes right now with the Flash not performing.
5 minutes of Blue Beetle.
I was gonna say you got Blue Beetle coming up soon, so
give me the courtroom case from Aquaman 2, courtroom scene.
Okay, maybe not that.
I can't wait to see that movie, Josh. Not because I think it's going to be great, but A, I want to see how they cut Amber Heard out of it.
Mm-hmm.
B, I want to see. I want to see Aquaman be a world health activist or sea health activist. I want to see him be an environmental activist. I want to see this man arguing with NATO about protecting the fish, so that I can just confirm that I have no optimism from anything coming from DC.
Yeah. Well, at least
So
until
they can confirm it, and also to laugh.
Superman Legacy. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's something that I've never seen before. So the fact that it was even rumored or suggested, you mean for the most part of the movie he's going to be in a courtroom talking to NATO? I don't believe you. Let me see it. Prove it. Prove it. And you convinced Jason Momoa to do that? Show me. Show me.
It's gonna be Jason Momoa in a suit with gills popping out and his hair in a bun with glasses on, speaking to NATO about,
ladies and gentlemen of NATO, we have a serious problem. Our oceans are dirty. My friends can't breathe. You filthy surface dwellers throw all your trash in the water.
Yep. He's gonna go. Also, there's a black mermaid going around. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what that's about. Any other thoughts on anything Marvel, DC, Lucasfilm, anything else?
Oh man, did you guys hear Kathleen Kennedy's getting fired again?
Yikes!
Because Indy is doing so bad.
You know, I just noticed a couple weeks ago we made the Kathleen Kennedy Indiana Jones where she got snubbed by Steven Spielberg. Mm-hmm. I just noticed that YouTube took the audio out that I put in there. It was Hello Darkness. As she was walking across the stage, I put Hello Darkness on it. But all you hear is like this weird noise and then nothing's in the background besides clapping. So like the joke didn't even hit.
Didn't land.
Yeah. Just random.
Way to go, YouTube. Gotta hate you, don't we?
Like you could have at least told me there's copywritten music and then I would have just figured another way around it, but nope.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. But yeah, no, apparently, Cameron Pasha's spy, his Hollywood spy, Sparrow, said that Kathleen Kennedy's email wasn't working and that 2 weeks after the premiere, the next 2 weeks after the premiere of Indiana Jones were blocked off for PTO.
Uh-oh.
And that there was a heated meeting after the premiere, the day after the premiere, at Lucasfilm that involved some execs, some bigwigs. Kathleen Kennedy tried to blame some of the results on Bob Iger's diversity and inclusion quotas. I'm like, if any of this is true, boy, these are some shape-shifting reptilians.
Diversity and inclusion in Indiana Jones?
Well, even my point is, what happened to the Force is female? Oh, diversity and inclusion is Iger's thing and Iger's alone, huh? Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't make heads or tails of it. I'm not going to tell you if she's getting fired or not. The one thing that makes it seem more likely to me, though, is that once again the trades are not protecting her.
Mm-hmm.
They're not protecting her. They're not protecting this movie. They're not protecting Lucasfilm, and that's usually a sign that you're on the outs. That you're no longer a part of the cool club.
Yeah.
So, because we've watched these same people, Variety, Insider, all those guys for years, protect Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy and spin it as, toxic fandom and not wanting to see female characters in my movies. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's not happening anymore.
Yeah, it's there. We can all see it. It's very plain. No one enjoys your deconstruction of their childhood heroes. No one wants to see Luke Skywalker or Han Solo become awful fathers. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to watch Indiana Jones get punched unconscious and taken back into his apartment like he's a gingerly old man.
That's crazy.
Like nobody wants to see that type of stuff, man. So I don't know, man. If not now, then never. She's never leaving. If it's not going to happen after Indy 5, it'll never happen. Buckle in for the Rey movie. It's going to be abysmal. It's going to be abysmal. I think if they wait too long, that movie actually might end up coming out. If you wait, because the schedule is slated for 2025 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm sure that they're going out and they're casting right now. I'm sure they're looking for funding. I'm sure they are looking for directors. Oh, do they already have a? They already have a director.
Filoni?
No, Charmaine Obed Chinoy. They already have a director. She's writing a script. No. The script is already there. Mm-hmm. It's a treatment of David Lindelof's script that he sold to Disney. That he was originally supposed to be working on.
Yikes.
Until he got fired. So they have a script already. They have a main character, obviously. I just need to cast everyone else. This movie's not that far from beginning production. So if you don't get Kathleen Kennedy's ass out of here in the next 2 to 3 months, you're not going to have time to shut down anything. Money will already have been spent. Contracts will have been signed. They need this to happen now. They need this to happen now.
Yeah.
Because the last thing they can afford is another Lucasfilm bomb. If Indiana Jones is getting you or projected to earn you south of $400 million, I could only pray for you on the result of what another sequel trilogy reinforced movie would do.
Yeah.
That's it for me. Give us your thoughts on everything we discussed here. Everything from Shang-Chi to Elektra being in Deadpool.
Agatha.
Agatha may or may not be here. We'll see. And then all the way down to Kathleen Kennedy. Let us know your thoughts. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for another episode of Behind the Cape.
Absolutely. And make sure you check out our previous video where we discussed Homeboy's thoughts on YouTubers becoming Avengers in Avengers 5.
What you gonna do? Hi, YouTuber!
And make sure you check us out every week and subscribe because we like to talk about these sorts of things every week.